Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and welcome to Canada India Foundation's 10th session of our virtual webinar speaker series on Ayurveda. My name is Satish Thakkar, Chair of Canada India Foundation. We have with us National Convener Mr. Ritesh Malik, Dr. Harish Verma, and Vaidya Ismat Nathani with us this morning. Friends, today we have a very special guest, MPP Deepak Anand, Government of Ontario. MPP Anand is an old friend and always supporter of CIF's initiative. Thank you, MPP Anand, for joining this morning. Friends, ongoing pandemic has changed the world dramatically since 2019, and COVID-19 adversely affected close to 200 countries and territories. In spite of various cautious steps, such as promotion of hygiene, social distancing, and global lockdown, the spread of disease remains a challenge with its changing nature and new variants. Ayurveda adopts a multi-pronged approach by improving the patient's immunity to control the ill effects of this virus. Friends, we have our expert speaker for today's session, Dr. Somendra Mishra, who will enlighten us on Ayurvedic approach in febrile sickness and COVID-19. Thank you, Dr. Mishra, for joining us, and a very warm welcome to you. Friends, this Ayurvedic speaker series is in partnership with Consul General of India in Toronto, Canadian Ayurvedic Practitioners Association, and Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation. And before we begin, let me invite Ritesh to introduce our special guest, MPP Deepak Anand. Ritesh, over to you.
Thank you, Satish ji. Namaste and very warm welcome to everyone who has joined in today. Our dear friend and special guest today, Deepak Anand, is the Member of Provincial Parliament for Mississauga Malton and is Special Advisor to the Ministry of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, and works very closely with Minister Fedeli with a focus on improving and strengthening trade relations between India and Ontario. He has been extensively working very hard to achieve this objective. MPP Anand is also the chair of the Standing Committee on Regulations in Private Bills and a member of the Standing Committee on Public Accounts. His priorities as an MPP are youth empowerment, local employment, public housing, and community engagement. With an aim to be active, inspired, and motivated to bring about positive change within the community and his riding, he has always participated in volunteering programs and community initiatives. Weekly food drive from his office is one such admirable initiative. Please join me in welcoming MPP Deepak Anand.
Please unmute yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. Thanks for those kind words. And I feel very different when somebody who's from the family talking about other family member in a very formal way. So thank you for that formal introduction. I'm a part of the community we have here. I can't thank enough the community for giving me this. I mean, if I have to look back 3, 4, 5, 10 years back, I didn't even thought that I would be able to serve the way I am able to serve with your help. Dr. Harish Verma ji, incredible support to the Ayurveda. Many times, every time I drive to the Queen's Park and I'm on the radio program, even if I switch the radio programs, I hear him supporting the industry. So, it has always been a collective effort. Somendra Mishra ji, I'm looking forward to hear from you. COVID has hit us hard. And, Dr. Nathani, thank you for being here. Ayurvedic, before I talk about Ayurveda or Ayurvedic experience I want to say one thing. In the Western world, I have a lot of MPPs who had almost next to zero knowledge about Ayurveda. And thanks to Satish ji and the CIF for their effort. This is a 10th series today. You've invited 9, and I can guarantee you at least 70% of those 9 had no experience about Ayurveda before. But thanks to you guys, when you call us to talk about it, first thing we have to do is before we teach, we need to learn. So when we need to teach, we need to learn, we need to speak, we need to read. So that's what we did. And I actually had one of the minister who actually asked me, I'm going to be on this series. So can you suggest me what I should talk? And I said, that's very simple. Read everything and you will know what to talk. But again, what I'm trying to say, This is the way we can increase the awareness. When there will be in awareness, people will understand the value. When they will understand the value, implement. When they will implement, the industry and the respect and the reputation of Ayurveda will go. And thanks to CIF, thanks to Steve, thanks to Ritesh and the whole team, it's not done by one or two people. Pawan has been very continuously working with me on making sure I'm here on time and I have the resources required. So it's a teamwork. And because of this teamwork, as we all know, Ayurveda is widely practiced in India. Uh, According to the University of Minnesota Center for Spirituality, 90% of the Indians use some form of Ayurvedic medicine. This is the strength. PwC and Confederation of Indian Industry reports 77% of Indian households use Ayurvedic products in 2017, up from 69 and 15. So you can see there is a trend going upward for the acceptability and the use. And did it come by itself? Absolutely not. It came by these speaker series like this. It came by the effort of everybody. It came by the product also. I mean, you can talk about the brand, but if the product is not good, the brand will not do anything. Brand is in hand with the product. When I do remember when I was 8 years old, I had a bitter cough every day. I had to stay awake till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the night, coughing. And what happens is when I'm coughing, it's not me alone. My father and my mother will not sleep because they'll have to sit right beside me. And my brother, even in the other room, will have to, continuously think, is he okay, is not okay. So when one family member is in a problem, it is not that family member is in a problem. The whole family is in a problem. So I owe to Ayurveda, I owe to Sitoplati Churan, which I used at the age of 8. And I can tell you, it took about a year and a half. I'm not going to lie, it didn't happen overnight. It took an year and a half, but I can tell you, since that time, I'm sleeping well, for maybe not for other reasons, but not from the cough. And that credit goes to Ayurveda, and that goes to the Sitoplati Churan. And that's what it is. What I want to talk about is that, when we talk about the global Ayurveda market, it is expected to be tripled from 3.4 billion in 2015 to 9.7 billion in 2022. And even with the Indian industry standards, it is said the same thing. It's going from 300 rupees crore to 710 crore rupees in another 3 to 4 years. Why is that happening? It is because of the product, but more than the product, people like you who are educating, giving awareness to all of us. So with those notes, I am not, one of the things which they taught me, Satish taught me, is that in politics, your job is not to speak, your job is more to listen. Your job is to listen and make sure that you implement the suggestions for the betterment of the community. So with those notes, thank you so much, Satish, thank you, Ritesh, and I'm here to listen. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so very much, MPP Deepak Anand, for your very nice words and for your leadership. Definitely, our objective through this speaker series is to promote good health and wellness. And with your help, we want to spread this more at the policy making level. And I'm sure you are a great champion of this cause. And we look forward to your support moving forward. And friends, let me now invite our speaker of this morning, Dr. Somendra Mishra, who is an alumnus of Gujarat Ayurvedic University, Jamnagar. He has also studied Ayurveda traditionally from Swami Atma Devji and Pandit Satya Devji under Guru Shishya Parampara. After obtaining his MD degree in Ayurveda, he served Ayurvedic department of Madhya Pradesh government as Ayurvedic medical officer and superintendent of Ayurvedic hospital. He retired as a joint director Ayurveda from MP government. On clinical front, his experience and expertise cover Ayurvedic treatment of metabolic disorder and rheumatoid arthritis. Welcome, Dr. Mishra, and over to you. We look forward to your exciting presentation. Thank you. Please unmute yourself, Dr. Mishra.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
I'm audible. Am I audible?
Absolutely.
So, this is my privilege to speak on this dreaded disease. Sabko namaste. Salute the omnipresent soul manifested in all of us, you and me. Namaste. The health is top priority to fulfill all the aims of the life. In all living beings, the human is most important. And in human, the health is top thing. So, to maintain the health, what our rishis has received in pure consciousness, rajastamobhyam nirmuktah, without raj and tam, pure consciousness, what they have received, that is Ayurveda. To maintain the health, this Ayurveda is received by them in pure consciousness. And the aim is Sarve bhavantu sukhina. All should be happy and healthy. Sarve santu niramaya. All should be happy, all should be healthy. To maintain health, this Ayurveda is received by the pure conscious, no raj, no tam, no interest. So, in modern medicine, so much advancement and so in so advanced countries, why Ayurveda is desired, why Ayurveda is needed. The human body can be understood by a number of ways. The modern science has got the understanding of human body in one way. When you say that the unit of the body is cell, then cell form the tissue and the organs. So this is one of the perception of the body. There may be other way to pursue the body. And Ayurveda gives a different approach. And that approach says the base of the unit of the body is dos dhatu mal moolam hi shariram. The unit of the body is dos dhatu mal mool. So in even a single cellular organism, the unit of the body is dos dhatu mal. And in these terms, we think about the health. So when you say dos dhatu mal moolam is shariram, then the explanation of all the body functions, the physiological, the anatomical, the pathological, there is an approach in Ayurveda. And that approach is somewhat similar to modern conventional medicine. Like Ayurveda says, Srotasaha. Srotasaha yavantah murtimanta bhava tavantah srotansi. All the physical things in the body. So as many physical things are there, as many srotas channels are there. This srotas system is very similar to the channels. And when he says that unit of the body is dos dhatu mal, it differs when you say cell is the unit of the body. So some things are very similar to modern medicine, and some are the special, the salient feature of the Ayurveda. So this salient feature of the Ayurveda, how it approaches in case of jara, how approaches in case of febrile sickness, physical, mental, spiritual jara, and its total mukti. Charak here approaches Japam Vishnu Sahasrena Jalan Sarvan Vyapohati. By constant meditation, you can get relief of all the miseries. So this meditation is given top priority. Now, other salient features we want to discuss, that is, anything can be explained in different ways. Bhetta hi bhedyam anyatha bhinatti. There are two books, Charak Samhita is there and Susru Samhita is there. Charak is for medicine and Susru is for surgery, all you know it. In Charak Samhita, at the end he says, what I have said regarding the medical thinking, that is the total what I have said. The words, the way to present is the special. Everything is there. The physiology, the pathology, the medicine. So all in one book, the way of presentation. So bhetta hi bhedyam anyatha bhinatti. A subject can be classified in different ways. A thing can be understood by different ways. And when you understand in different ways, something may be similar. It doesn't differentiate the way of classification. There are some groups, they may be common, but the common groups doesn't differentiate the way of classification. So when you say that body has got those dhatu mal moolam, then this is also one way of thinking. And in this way, we have to see, we have to approach for this disease, which is a pandemic spreading all over the globe. So in pandemic disease, what Ayurveda think? We are sailing in the same boat. And when this pandemic happens, Charak is of opinion, Janapadodvansa, Janpad, whole the globe is involved in it. Udvans is there, destroying of the whole globe. Janpadodvans. Why it happens, how it happens. There is rules which maintain the globe, which maintain the rules which maintain the globe. These are the dharma. Principles which maintain the universe. We name it as dharma. Principle which maintain the universe. It is the dharma, dharmam dharyati, by which it is maintained. So, if any country transgress the righteous path, the result is pandemic. Any country transgress the righteous path, that is the dharma, by which principle by which the whole universe is maintained. We name it as a dharma in our term. So when any person transgress the righteous path, then there is pandemic. So pandemic happens in such conditions. This is the opinion of Ayurveda regarding pandemic. Everybody should follow the Sadvrat and Satvrat, the principles for the maintenance of physical, social, and spiritual well-being. There is an elaborated explanation. Satyam charissami, Satyam vadissami, Ritam charissami. Ritam charissami, there is a difference in Ritam charissami, Satyam. We have followed the truth, but we should execute the Ritam. Ritam means as per condition of the desh and kal, time and the place. Both are considered, time and place both are considered for the execution, for the acharan. Both are considered, time and place. So, when the pandemic is there, every person is unique in his psychosomatic constitution. Why all the persons suffer from the same disease? So for that, Ayurveda is of opinion that Hetu, Dos and Dus, these are responsible for manifestation. Dus is personal, Hetu may be common. Dos, there are 3 dosas, Vat, Pitta, Kapha. Dus, there are 7 dosas, Rasa, Rakta, Mans, Med, Asti, Majja, Shukra. This is the way to approach to understand human anatomy from Ayurvedic point of view. So, when Dos and Dus and the Hetu, the factor, etiological factor, Dos Dhatu, determine the body immunity and susceptibility to the manifestation of disease. When the equilibrium of these 3 factors is disturbed, or when they do not support each other, Dos, Dus and etiological factor, when they do not support each other, or the etiological factor is weak, or Dos is weak, or Dus is weak, then due to the temporal factors, either the disease does not manifest, or there is delay in manifestation. When the Dus, they are not in same line, then manifestation will be early. So why there is few persons are involved? Why others are left? This is Dosa, Dus and etiological factor are responsible for that. By that, if a person is of Kapha dominating Prakriti, the Prakriti is Kapha Pradhan, or Vata Pradhan, or Pitta Pradhan, these are psychosomatic constitution. When the psychosomatic constitution is, psychosomatic constitution is of a person is Pitta Pradhan. This Vyadhi, coronavirus, it involves the upper respiratory. There is Coryza, Pratishaya, what we name is Pratishaya, Coryza. Then there is Kas, that is cough. Then there is Swas, and Jwar is there. Pratishaya, Datha, Kasa, Kasat, Jwaraha. This is a line of manifestation. But a person is of Pitta Prakriti, then the manifestation will not be, because of Pitta, it is anti to the cough provocating etiological factor. Etiological factor is cough provocating. So if a Pitta Pradhan Prakriti is there, it will not manifest, or it is subclinical. The manifestation will be there, it will be subclinical. So these internal factors which prevent the manifestation of the disease is well narrated in Ayurveda. Dosa, Vat, Pitta, Kapha. Dussa, Rasa, Rakta, Mans, Med, Asti, Majja, Shukra. When these are compact, these are well competent, then there may be infection. You are living in the ocean of bacteria and viruses, and number of bacteria and viruses are there, and they are mutating. Mutation is there. When mutation is there, the different gene is there, different thing coming to you for infection, for invasion. When those are in a line, are well compact, then this will not manifest. India has a population of 135 crore. Out of that, 20 or 25 lakhs people may be involved. You may say test is not there proper, but the death rate, other things. So the immunity, what you name, it depends on the dosa dusta. And dosa dusta should be in a balance. Tridose balance is very important. Whenever there is any symptom, we start with the dose. Which dose is involved? there is secretion in the nose. There is no secretion but coriza. That tough. You feel that nasana, we say nasana, congestion. Then the line of treatment is pratishay. Give only tricotu quath. Give nassa fanu tel. There is no fever. When fever is manifested, then we have to see about the jwara. Jwara, when temperature is there, then on jwara we have classified the jwara in 8 categories. Vata jwara, Pitic jwara, Kapha jwara, Dvanda jwara, Sannipata jwara, and Agantuja. So in all the jwaras, this classification is for that individual patient. It is injuristic approach. When cough is provocated, Angamard is there, Alas is there, a feeling of heaviness, lethargy, malaise. And in Vat, pain dominating, yawning, secretions from the eyes. So we, from the very first symptom, we have to see which dose is involved. And for that dose, the particular medicine is given. So it is individualistic and for that symptom. In modern medicine, we search what happened for corona. The patient came of the cough, cold, and pneumonia. For pneumonia, there is, you have to search the cause. For the search of cause, they have taken the blood sample, and in that blood sample, a battery of investigation is carried out, and detected by metagenomic sequence that the novel virus is corona. A variety of corona that is detected by the mutagenic sequencing. After obtaining data, polymerase chain reaction PCR assays were developed for a clinical diagnostic use. It's zoonotic. Disease begins in the animal and transmitted to human. Similar infections were there previously, SARS, COVID in 2002, MERS, Middle East respiratory syndrome. In this condition, the label of the disease is by laboratory. The coronavirus, this label is from in a particular case, when we see positive corona test, then we say it is a corona case. There is symptom is only nasal congestion. It is not manifested. The dosa is in good condition. So this laboratory level of corona and the Ayurvedic diagnosis of nasa nah, pratishay only, or kas only. There is no jwara. The case is corona positive. There are asymptomatic cases. The disease is not manifested even, and the patient is corona positive. Ayurveda says you have to make a dose balance. The dose samya should be established. And for that, we have given the Ayush Kala to a healthy person. There is no amata. Amata is again a technical term. So there is an approach in Ayurveda for this disease. And accordingly, we have to choose the medicine. It is individualized one. When we have diagnosed the case as a jwara, we will start, it is Vatic jwara, it is Pitic jwara, it is Kapha jwara. And to whom it is in Vat Prakriti person, it is in Pitta Prakriti person, or psychosomatic constitution of the person that we have to consider. If a person is Kapha Prakriti, in that case, you have to give Tikshana Aushadhi. In Vat Prakriti, Langhan cannot be performed for a long time. Langhanam, Svedanam, Kalo, these are a sequence is there for treatment. In Jwara, when we label the case as Jwara, then we label it as Vatik Jwara is there, Petik Jwara is there, Kapha Jwara is there. It is Ek Dosaj or Didosaj Jwara. The laboratory has labeled corona positive and there is no symptom. So this laboratory diagnosis and the clinical diagnosis and clinical approach in a particular patient. So Ayurveda approach is a clinical approach. With the very first symptom, we have to maintain the balance of the dosas. With the very first symptom, when pandemic is there, number of persons are involved, the care should be taken properly, no doubt. Mask should be there, distancing should be there, hand washing should be there. All this, which we name it as a Socham. Socham, Pavitrata, Socham. Socham should be followed everywhere. It is in daily routine. In daily routine, Ayurveda say, we have given the Sadvrata, Swastvrata. In Swastvrata, according to season, you have to follow the discipline. That is the Swastha Dharma. Swastha Vrata, the Vrata. You have to follow the Vrata. So, all these things, it is not for only coronavirus that we have to wash our hands. Whenever we are taking food in our India, we wash hands first. It is classically it is so. Whenever we go in kitchen, which our mothers, they change their dress. There is a special dress for kitchen. Choka is there. In choka, you have to change the dress. The bahu cannot go without changing the dress. It is a practice in India, and this practice is based on the classical text of Ayurveda. They say Socham, not only hygiene or cleanliness, there should be Pavitrata, pious, cleanliness, pious cleanliness. And this is a routine practice. We don't go with shoes in our kitchen. We have to open shoes outside. So these practices of life, what we are following, is based on our this authoritative books. That is the Charak. So this is preventive one. Now, when the case is there, and case is of Jwara, fever is there, patient, we are getting 102 temperature. The Prakriti, what we see is a full person, a young boy or a old man, dosam, dussam, balam, kalam, analam, prakartim, vayah, all these point, which symptom showing which dosa, symptom showing which dussa, symptoms in which kala. When it is Basant, here in it is Basant Ritu, autumn, spring. So there is a what we now know is a body rhythm or biorhythm, you say. Ayurveda says in Basant Ritu, Kaph aggravate. In Pitta Ritu, this Pitta aggravate. When Pitta aggravate, this Kaph type of disease, it manifests, but the number is less because Pitta is aggravated. When Pitta is in relation to Kala, in relation to time, in relation to time, when Pitta is aggravated in the body is common. This is common factor. Aggravate Pitta in Sharad Ritu. Then the manifestation of this coronavirus will be less. But in Basant Ritu, when Kaph is aggravated, then spreading will be more because the body is susceptible. So this principle The salient feature of Ayurveda that should be propagated, that should be made to the public easily. They understand that this principle is there, which guide us for the health. So when Jwara is there, we have to differentiate Vatik Jwar, Paitik Jwar, Kapha Jwar, or it is Dvanda Jwar, or it is Sannipata Jwar. In every case, there is no Sannipat. In every case of Corona, there is no Sannipat. One dose is there. There is asymptomatic. You name it as a Corona, but Lakshans are not there, symptoms are not there. So when symptoms are not there, then only Niramta should be maintained by giving the Pachan Aushadhis what we are taking in diet. We have given the Trikatu Kvatha, Ayush Kvatha. Previously, in India, persons were aware that cough is, my problem is kaphas, my problem is vatas. The old person come and they say that my vat is, my gola is, this knee pain is there, vat, janu vat is there. So this all the tradition which is in knowledge in tradition. The patient come to you, he asks, what is about my liver, what is about my this organ, what is about, this is the approach. In modern way, the old persons, they say, what is, I am feeling pain, what is there in the this cough, what is there in the knee. So in Ayurveda, there is a total approach, and that approach is also individualistic. The person who is suffering what the laboratory has labeled as corona positive and there is no symptoms, in such case, we diagnose the case on the lines of Tridos and give the medicine accordingly. The patient come with the burning sensation in the throat. Patient come with rhinorrhea. Patient come with cough. Patient come with pain in chest. In all these patients, there is a different approach in Ayurveda. The medicine will differ. Simple Chandramrit we are giving in burning throat and there is relief by that. Sitopaladi, how the Anand Sahab has explained that he has taken Sitopaladi and enjoyed it. So this individualistic approach, according to Tridos theory, is uniqueness in Ayurveda. Now, when the fever is there, just I will explain one example. One of my friend came. He's one of the relative is in ICU, and they are giving oxygen, and level is 85. SpO2 level is 85, and they are under immense tension. They ask if there is any medicine Ayurveda. We have given the broad spectrum antibiotic. What the advice expert that it is found to be effective and so SCQS and that all that they have given, and there is no 85 is the level of the SpO2. He only tried, we have tried Ayurveda. What can we do? I have given Srangarabhra Ras with Swanskas Chintamani and Samir Pannak. With the very first dose, the doctor who was looking the ICU, he said miracle has happened. The level is 90, 95. And with the 2 dose, along with the Srangarab, there was no fever. And within 3 days, he discharged. So where lies the difference in the approach?
Sir, excuse me.
What are these?
Excuse me, sir. What was your basis? What was your basis of selection of these medicines? Why you have chosen Sringava Ras and that Somal preparation?
Srangarabhra Ras and this Samir Pannak.
Yeah.
The disease is Vat Kaphaj. What I have got from the patient that she is having dyspnea and fever. The disease is Kaphasthani.
Okay.
When the upper portion is involved, we say Kaphasthana.
Okay.
When the middle portion is involved of the body, we say Pittasthana. When the lower part is involved, it is Vata Sthana. And when there is disease in Kapha Sthana, we have to treat on the lines of Kapha Dosa.
Okay.
And this is Tikta Dravya. I have given Samir Pannak, Swarna Samir Pannagras. That is the, it may not be possible. You cannot use there because of the these rules and regulations. But the treatment is above, treatment and health is above all the rules.
No,
Okay.
sir, I just want to
The
know.
proved thing we are using, the proved thing we are using, Samir Pannak's thousands-year-old preparation. And we are using since thousands years. It is documented in the 9th century, Samir Pannagras. From that we are using 1000-year-old preparation we are using. And it is Tikta Rasa, Ushna Virya, Kafanasaka. These are the attributes of the drug that I have given on my principle. And there is relief by that. So for the diagnosis also, you have to follow your principles. That there is difference in the analysis, in the approach. If there is, in a case of corona, SCQS was given 200 BD. And after giving SCQS, the patient vomited with the blood. And they asked, what can we do? I have given Praval Bhasma. Praval Bhasma with Draksha Avleh. And Praval Bhasma Draksha Avleh, his vomiting is checked by that, along with Sof Arka. Now you think that this corona, for that corona, according to coronavirus, we can give Draksha Avleh or we can give Praval Bhasma. This is the Ayurvedic approach. According to symptoms of the patient, after taking SCQS, he has vomited. So this approach, Ayurvedic approach, to diagnose the problem and to select the herb is based on the principle of Ayurveda. How we explain the drug action. We have got our own principle regarding drug action. The body is also Panchabhotik, the drug is also Panchabhotik. Rasa Pradhana Dravya, Dosa Pradhana Vyadhi. Vyadhi, when Lakshan is of disease, the drug will be, this is Rasa Pradhana, Dravya Pradhana. Dravya Pradhana will be there. Drug has got specific action. Haldi is also anti-cough. Okay. Haldi is also given in cough. And Mulethi, that is the Yasti Madhu, Glycyrrhiza glabra, that is also given in cough. Now, when there is Pitta Pradhana Kapha, burning is there, dry cough is there, we will use, do you use Haldi? No. Haldi is Ushna Virya, Tikta Rasa. So we can't advise Haldi in that case. We will use Madhuyashti, that is the Glycyrrhiza glabra, which is soothing. So this approach on the principles of Ayurveda, and that is individualistic one. Individualize, this approach is individualized. As per patient we are giving. Now, for the common, we have prepared the Ayush Katha containing 6 and 7 herbs, and that should be also given under supervision. The doctor should be consulted of that subject. He will advise that you have to take alternate day, or you take once in a week or twice in a week. By that there will be no amta. There are persons which are murdu kosti. There are persons which are krur kosti. In krur kosti person, when you give this Trikatu Gala, there is hardness of stool. Again, he feels discomfort. The patient feels discomfort. So the approach is individualistic in Ayurveda. When Jwar is there, so when we diagnose Jwar, there is Amavastha, Pachamanavastha, Pakvavastha. When patient come to you, he may be in 100, 203 fever. In that case, Santap Samak Mishran should be given. When Pachamana Avastha is there, the symptoms are different. The Pakva Avastha is there. Now you will ask, what is the Pakva Avastha in corona? What is the Ama Avastha in regression of that inflammation which is occurred in the lungs? Lungs is Kapha Sthana. We have to regress it properly. That is the Pachamana inflammation and then regression of that inflammation. And as per symptom, you have to give the medicine. And after that, now we are getting post-COVID cases. At present, we are getting itching is there, lethargy is there, malaise is there, sometimes sleeplessness, and so much, they have got so much anxiety that what has happened to me. Get tested for this and for that and for that. And when they came to me, what is your problem? The problem is that I am feeling itching over the body. Simply take Mahasudarshan Churna with Amragandhi Haridra. No need to worry. So this post-COVID, Jwarottar Lakshanam, after fever, the symptoms are there. Malaise is there. Sometimes constipation in some cases there is loose motions are there. After taking this azithromycin or that SCQS, sometimes they have started steroids also. So Ayurvedic approach in such cases is based on the symptoms of the patient. And when there is no symptom, then Niramta should be maintained. And Niramta by Agni Deepan. Niramta is by Agni Deepan. There should be proper sleep. There should be.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, general public is watching our program, and can you recommend what type of herbs can play a role in prevention of COVID in Vata type person, Pitta type person, and Kapha type person? Like if a person is Vata type, then what herbs or what decoction the person should take? And similarly, if the person is Pitta type, what decoction or what herbal tea he or she can take? And similarly, the Kapha type person, only for prevention. Then later on, please also advise if the person is having mild symptoms, if the person is Vata type person and having mild symptoms of COVID, what they can take, particularly in house part. And similarly, the person is of Pitta type, what they can take, and Kapha type, what they can take. Please, sir.
Just I will exemplify it. We are giving Trikatu when there is mild symptom. Trikatu decoction. If a person is of Pitta Prakriti, we are adding glycyrrhiza, that is the Madhuyashti in Trikatu. Madhuyashti Trikatu we are giving. When Kapha dominating symptom are there, we are giving Trikatu with this Haldi. Decoction of the Trikatu Haldi. When there is along with, if he says that constipation is there, we are using Aragvadha. Aragvadha, you know, that is the drum stick containing Aragvadha, Amaltas.
Yeah.
And cough is there, we are using Kamaltas.
And what
So,
Vata? Pitta.
Cassia tora, Cassia fistula.
Sir, Pitta, for Pitta people, you said Trikatu with Yashti Madhu.
It's Madhuyashti.
Madhuyashti, that means glycyrrhiza.
Yes.
And for
Glycyrrhiza.
For Kapha people, you said Trikatu. Trikatu means Sont.
Trikatu is a Ayurvedic term for Sont, Kali Mirch and people. That is gingiber, Piper langum, and Piper rotundus. Piper rotundus, Piper langum, and this gingiber officinalis.
Yes.
The dried herbs. They are known as Trikatu.
So Pitta people, you said Yashti Madhu with Trikatu. For Kapha people,
Yashti Madhu with Trikatu.
So for
we are using Trikatu with Haridra, with Curcuma langa.
Okay, and for Vata?
This is one of the example.
And for Vata people, sir?
Vata, we are using this Trikatu with the Snehanam. Snehanam, that is ghee. We are adding ghee in it. Trikatu kwath, 1 chammach of ghee. 1 chammach of the ghee is ghee, what you name it, clarified butter.
Okay.
1 teaspoonful of, in Trikatu, we are using 1 teaspoonful of this clarified butter. There is Snehana also.
Okay.
So Snehan is desired in what dominating conditions?
Sir, let me repeat. So, for prevention of COVID, you are saying 3-Katu powder, the powder of ginger, the powder of ginger, black pepper, and long pepper is given. 3-Katu powder is given for Pitta people. It is given with the Glycyrrhiza glabra, that is mulati, and for Kapha people it is given with haldi, and for Vata people it is given with ghee. Am I right, sir? So it is given.
Yes, yes.
So it is for prevention. And what about if the person is having mild symptoms of COVID, like person is having fever, person is having dry cough, and person is having breathlessness. If the person is having mild fever of COVID, and what treatment should be given for Vata person, Pitta person, and Kapha person?
When the fever is there,
Yes, sir.
Fever is there in what type of person?
Yes, sir.
He feels hunger also. There is no loss of appetite. In such case, when there is no loss of appetite, we are using Gratapanam, castor oil preparations, Badam tel. Okay. So by that Snehan is there. When cough dominating symptoms are there, you are using Sanjeevani Vati, you know, the combination of 6 herbs.
Right.
That Sanjeevani Vati is well known, available in the market here.
Yes, yes.
So we are using Sanjeevani Vati with Godanti in mild case of fever. When there is a high temperature, we are using Visam Jalantak Loha. I have given Visam Jalantak Loha in certain cases, along with the Godanti. And with that, there is temperature is normal in 2 days. So this
For Kapha,
Kapha type of, we are using Tankan. Tankan is a preparation, you know,
Borax.
Borax. That is Tankan preparation we are using in cough dominating. With gargling, saline gargling, Tankan and Sanjeevani we are giving. There is a classical preparation known as Tribhuvan Kirti Ras. Tribhuvan Kirti Ras is a very famous drug. Tribhuvan Kirti along with Godanti, when given, it reduces the congestion and antipyretic action is there. In Ayurveda, you are using the herbs. One herb contains multiple things. When you combine 2 things, then there are multiple alkalides, or what you know from the modern science, alkalides are there, number of theirs. They are acting at number of places. So it is multi-directional approach. When you are using haldi, it is not a single thing. From modern science, haldi contain number of substances. We are not using single. We are using only total. We are using total herb.
Okay, sir.
As we are giving, for example, I will explain you one thing. A patient came with the fever and he has severe constipation. In such case, I will simply give castor oil. But by giving castor oil, there is tenesmus. So I will add the Sofarka. And in Sofarka, I have given castor oil. His bowel is normal. His fever is also gone. And simple with Sanjeevani, 2 or 3 doses, it is normal. So when you manage on Ayurvedic lines, there is no specific medicine. When COVID positive is modern medicine, they are searching the specific drug for the COVID. The culture and sensitivity for bacterial and so these are the they are using the space. We are searching the specific only against that for virus.
Okay, sir.
Any drug which is effective for that virus. So when you manage the totality with multiple herbs combination, then they act at number of places. Now it is proved that Pitta Papala is antiviral, or Nagar Motha is antiviral, or Chitrak is antiviral. Then question comes, which virus is affected? The herpes is also viral disease. And this COVID is also viral disease. The
Sir, I
drug
have
which
one more
you
question. Sir, I have one more question.
Yes.
Sir, recently in Canada, in Montreal, one clinical trial has shown that the extract of colchicum luteum,
Yes, yes.
Suranja, has been found very effective in COVID patients, particularly when the patients are suffering from when the patients suffering from vasculitis and colchicum luteum. Sir, do you think the medicines mentioned for Vat Rakta in Ayurveda, they could be effective in COVID? Because Vat Rakta, colchicum luteum we give in Vat Rakta patients and it is also effective. Do you think the other way, and similarly Tinospora cordifolia we are giving in Vat Rakta, Kishore Google we are giving in Vat Rakta. Do you think that line of treatment can help in COVID patients?
One thing is there. When you say COVID patient, then the clinical condition of that patient is not narrated. There is asymptomatic COVID patient. Do you use colchicine for that? I will not suggest it. Take hot water. Only drink hot water for 3 to 4 days. Give Langhan. 1 day Langhan and hot water. Whole the day hot water and Langhan. The patient is asymptomatic. Though by test it is COVID positive. I don't suggest this colchicine. But if there is vasculitis, that is Vata Rakta, we correlate this vasculitis with Vata Rakta. In such condition, when symptoms are there is redness over the skin, there is vascular engorgement is there, such symptoms are there, then colchicine can be given in such cases.
No, sir, just 1 minute, sir.
If you say that colchicine is antiviral, it is not so.
No, sir.
By saying that this drug is antiviral, I will ask one question, that and when herpes is there, it is also viral disease. By saying antiviral, can you give colchicine herpes? You will not use it. Antiviral is a very broad term. Which virus is affected by that antiviral drug? Again, this is a question.
Okay, sir,
So,
give me 1 minute. Sir, give me 1 minute. In clinical trial in Montreal, the scientists, they found if the colchicine can be added in the stage first, like when the symptoms of COVID are mild, when the person is COVID positive, when the symptoms are mild, they say when we add colchicine, then the majority patient, they do not enter into severe or critical symptoms, and they say with the addition of colchicum, this colchicine, which is a prescription drug in Canada, they say with the addition of colchicine, the death rate has reduced to 44%, and the admission in the hospitals has reduced to 50%, and even there is a lot of improvement in the patient symptom when the patients are having moderate symptoms. So they are thinking of adding colchicine in the main protocol of treatment of COVID. They say if colchicine can be added in a very initial stage, then there are very less chances patient can enter into severe or critical stage of COVID. This is what there is a recent news about colchicine.
It is found to be Vyadhi Viprit. What you are telling, in Ayurveda we say Vyadhi Viprita. So colchicine is found to be Vyadhi Viprit.
Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, there is Pitta Papala, Fumaria parviflora, what we name it as Pitta Papala.
Yes.
That is also effective. Similarly, Chitrak is also effective. So the combination, Vidangam, Nagaram, Krishna, Pathya, Amal, this combination is there. And this combination we are using as Sanjeevani Vati. If it is given in early stage, we can prevent it. What you are telling, that plant study should be carried out. That is the desire. Plant study must be carried out. We have given this Quats is given and found to be very effective. In the All India Institute of Ayurveda in Delhi, 2,000 cases were cured by giving this Ayurvedic medicines. As per patient, they have given the medicine. All the patients were admitted and they were all cured, become negative with this. They are managed on Ayurvedic lines only. No modern medicine they have given. So it is an approach. It is a way of thinking in the same problem. It is similar to certain point, what I have just discussed before, that bhetta hi bhedyam anyatha bhinatti anyatha bhedyan nahi kinchit dosam apadyati. You can classify the things, and when you classify the things on certain points, they may be similar and they may not be similar, but the point on which you have classified is there. So there are certain things which are very parallel to modern medicine. You have to differentiate that the herbal use of herbal medicine is not Ayurveda only. The principles of treatment,
Yes.
the line of treatment, how we decide, that is Ayurveda. Only by saying that we are using Trikatu, this is Ayurveda. No, no. Any drug which is used on the principle of Ayurveda can be used for a particular case.
So,
In
sir,
modern medicine,
in other words, what you are saying, if we apply the Ayurvedic principle for the management of Jwar in the initial stage of COVID, then there is a less
Very correct.
chance. Then there is a less.
very
chance,
correct you are.
then there is
Very
a
correct. In the early stage,
yes.
in the early stage,
Yes, then there is a less chance that patient will enter into severe or critical stages of COVID. And
it is the thing, the principle is there, Jwarado Langhanam. Jwarado Langhanam Proktam. In the early stage, if Langhan is done, there will be, the manifestation will not be there. Langhanam, Jwarado Langhanam Proktam. Then this use of hot water, gargling, simple, the patient came with the sneezing, and we have given the hot fermentations, take the take the hot fermentation, and by that he got relief. Now question come from the very early stage with very first symptom or without symptom, how we can manage? That is by preventing the Agni Mandya, preventing the Amta, and Amta can be prevented by Langhanam. So Langhan is the first treatment. Jwarado Langhanam Proktam. In the beginning of Jwar, there is Langhanam is the first line of treatment. Jwar Madhye tu Pasnam.
right.
Jwarante Reshnam Dadya. So these are the principle, the line of treatment, what they narrated. Accordingly, we have to think and we have to approach in such cases. What the modern medicine says, now we have got the vaccination we have got in India. Vaccination is started now. Number of my friends has taken the vaccine. But vaccine is for that particular genus, for particular virus. If mutation takes place, then, so these principles which are universal principles of Ayurveda, universal truth,
Right.
should be followed in understanding the particular patient. And accordingly, we have to make the approach. Only by saying that haldi is antiviral, only by saying this haldi is antiviral, and if you are given to a patient of Pitta Prakriti, there will be diarrhea. A patient may bleed. If earth is there, after giving haldi, he bleeds.
Right.
So, on the principles of Ayurveda, when we approach, then we will not give haldi in that case who is bleeding.
Right.
If
Sir.
piles is there and he has started bleeding with the haldi, you will say haldi is antiviral drug, or this colchicine is antiviral drug, and we have given the colchicine and there is. So the principles of the line of treatment, the way are to analyze the problem in Ayurveda, that should be practiced. No doubt there are certain things which are very parallel, but there are certain salient features are there. and their salient features should be highlighted. Taking of warm water, taking of this inhalation of this
Right, sir. Our time, we are running short of time, and so the conclusion is the principles of management of jwar or the fever
should be
mentioned in Ayurveda text. They should be incorporated in the management of COVID right from the beginning. So over to CG.
yes.
Over to.
Thank you so very much, Doctor, and thank you, Dr. Mishra, for giving your expert opinion. And one thing I noticed that in Ayurveda there are some misconception because of that how it can be generalized. I think you have answered it very well today. That why so far that Ayurveda has not been even over 6,000-year-old technique has not been able to accept widely throughout the world is one thing, that it's a customized, it's personalized. Like as you rightly mentioned that you cannot apply the same principle to everybody. You have to understand the nature or the prakriti of every person and give the treatment. There is some perception or people think that haldi is good for everybody, while it could be good for one, not for the other. Right. So I think that's a very well answered, that we need to understand the nature and the prakriti of every person and then give various ways of preventative kind of a ways to keep a very holistic health. I know Vaidya Ismat Nathani is also there. If you have some remarks or comments, I would request you to please ask as well.
Thank you very much, Satish. I was itching to get in there and make a very important point that Vaidya Mishra made, which will be so relevant for everyone hearing that. He constantly was talking about Langana, and I don't think so many people even know that term of Langana. And that's exactly why I just wanted to clarify that, because so many of them can benefit in the prevention is by eating less. Langana basically means that you have to put yourself on a very, very light diet. We see the otherwise in North America that when people are falling sick, they feel like overloading themselves even with supplements. And according to Ayurvedic medicine, that should not be there. You have to keep yourself very light and give some time to get your digestive strength, your metabolic strength up, which Dr. Mishra very well said that we have to do the Deepana, we have to get the Agni up. So just for people out there, I wanted to make those specific points and contribute to such a beautiful morning and such a bundle of wisdom there with Vaidya Mishra. But we have to also be acceptable to where we are, Stan and Kal. We are in North America. And for people that do not understand these terms, just to a little bit elaborate on that so everyone can take the benefit of the essence of the wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nathani. That was an excellent point and well noted. It's before I go for a vote of thank, we have a lot of questions, and Dr. Mishra, we will be sending you, and due to time constraint, we might not be able to ask all, but we are, of course, we are promising all our participants that we will be responding them via email later. So I want to thank each and everyone for joining on this seminar today. And Dr. Mishra, thank you so very much for your words of wisdom. As you rightly said, that it's a holistic science. Ayurveda is all about that how to keep a holistic health, which takes care of your physical, social, and spiritual health. It's not only the physical health. So, and so that you can live a very purposeful, happy, and healthier life. So thank you so very much for taking time from India, joining. I know it's a night time, and for joining this morning. And I want to thank our special guest, MPP Deepak Anand, for taking time to join. And also Dr. Harish Verma, who's a champion, very passionate about carrying this torch forward of spreading Ayurveda within Canada. And Dr. Ismat Nathani, thank you so very much. You've been a great leader and great champion of promoting Ayurveda for so long. And thank you for taking time out to join this morning. So I want to thank our Canada India Foundation, Canadian Ayurvedic Practitioner Association, Vedic Spiritual Heritage Foundation, and of course, Consul General of India in Toronto, who combined, saw this vision that we have to carry this speaker series forward so that we can promote good health and well-being among Canadians. So friends, also today's session is live broadcasted through Facebook and as well as through Y Media, Channel Y. So we want to thank for their partnership and their support as well. And please stay tuned for the next speaker series, which is on 14th of February. The topic is Ayurvedic management of post-COVID-19 complication. And our expert speaker for that one is Shri Krishna Khandale. Please stay tuned and please do join. And thank you once again for joining all. And we look forward to your next session and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you so very much. Namaskar.